Alright, now we're going to install your mirrors. Just make sure you get the bushing out of the way. Make sure your nuts screw down so you have plenty of thread. A little bit of Loctite on. You're going to need a 14mm wrench for this. Let's get it started. And give it some good spins on it. Get at least half those threads down on the end of the steering column. You're about there. Take your 14mm ratchet and then just snug your bolt down on it. Slide your rubber bushing down. Do the other side, a little bit of Loctite. Snug this side down. We're bushing over and your mirrors are done. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and install the rear rack. On the Cy1A, you need to lift the seat up to put the seat rack on. But you're going to need a 12mm ratchet, your rear rack, your Loctite, and the 3 10mm bolts that come in your packaging. Just go ahead and throw a little bit of Loctite on. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just start these 3 bolts. Do not tighten them all the way down until all 3 of them are started on it. Alright, I got all 3 of them started now. I can go ahead and tighten them down. Battery's about there. Okay. Now I've got them all 3 tightened down, and that's your rear rack. Alright, now we're going to install the front wheel. Just got my knee holding this wheel up. I just slid it into this disc brake in the back. I'm going to take my bolt, just start it through there so it sets there out of my way. Take my washer, slide it in the brake side of the wheel, and then carefully slide this thing up. Make sure you're still in the disc pads. And then I can start putting this screw through. Okay, I've got it through that side. Put it through a little bit further. And I'll turn my wheel this way. Put my disc brake on, my speedometer on. When I put this front speedometer on, I'm just going to set it on the wheel. Bring my shock around and make sure that this little piece sets in this little slot. That's what keeps your speedometer in place. Once I have that, I can start sliding this through. Tap it through a little bit. And I've got it through the front speedometer cable. Make sure that's all lined up. And I can just tap through the last part. And you got to play with it a little bit to get it through here, but it'll go. Alright, I'm through. Put a little bit of Loctite on it. Start my nut on here. This is 11/16 and a 14mm ratchet. I'll go ahead and crank this thing down some. Make sure you get that good and snug. Our last step is just putting on your front hood. On your front fender, I'm sorry. And we're just going to slide that through and set it on. And your last 4 screws that you have are going to look like this with little rubber washers. Just line those up. Put your screws in. Alright, we got that on. And that's the completed Cy1A from Tao Tao. You can still put the trunk on there if you choose to. It comes with a free trunk. Make sure you check out our prep so you can get it prepped and ready to ride, and also the oil change, because you're going to want to prep this thing and change the oil before you ride it.